Standard 9, Unit 2 Prose, I Can't Climb Trees Anymore, written by Ruskin Bond. Children, we all know Ruskin Bond was born on 19th May 1934. He is very famous in writing children's literature and he has received many awards. In that famous is Padma Bhushan Award and Padma Shri Award. Okay, shall we see the lesson now? Before I will start this, let me ask you some questions. Children, have you ever tried swinging from the tree? Second question, have you ever climbed up a tree to pick fruits? Actually, whenever we see mango tree, our boys are very eager to go and pick, is it? So we all have tried picking the fruits and vegetables also. Okay, we will enter into the lesson now. Shall I start? He stood on a grass wedge by the side of the road and looked over the garden wall at the old house. Here he is the author. Actually, he stands on the edge of the road and looking at the old house. That old house is nothing but his old house. He has been living there before 25 years and he has come now to see that old house. Okay. It hadn't changed much. The old house built with solid blocks of granite wasn't altered at all. Actually, that old house was built with the granite. We all know it's a name of a stone, is it? We have tiles, granite, marble. So that house was built with the granite stone. But there was a new outhouse and there were fewer houses. Some changes has been made. The changes is they have built the outhouse along with the less number of trees. That is only fewer trees, which is given in your textbook. He was glad to see that jackfruit trees still stood at the side of the building, casting a shade on the wall. Actually, there was a jackfruit tree. From the childhood, the jackfruit tree still now it is present and now it is also there and he was happy to see the jackfruit tree. He remembered his grandmother saying, "A blessing rests on the house where the shadow of the tree falls." Here indirectly our narrator says that every house has the blessings only when there is the presence of trees. So here he says that a blessing rests on the house where the shadow of the tree falls. And so the present owner must also be receiving the tree's blessing. So this is all the thinking of the narrator. At the spot where he stood, there once had been a turnstile, and as a boy he would swing on it, going round and round until he was quite dizzy. Here turnstile is a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post allowing only one person to pass. Actually, you might have seen this turnstile in the park. I hope so in Anna Nagar Park. In the entrance they are having the turnstile. They will allow only one person to go. And then one more example, if I say when we go in the metro rail loop, they will allow only one person. Like that we will have turnstile. So that allows only one person to go, but now it has been changed. What we will see now. Now the turnstile was gone, the opening walled up. So here there was the opening wall. Turnstile is not there. Tall hollyhocks grew on the other side of the wall. Hollyhocks is nothing but a tall Eurasian plant of the mallow family with large showy flowers. Actually like a flowers it is all. That is named as the hollyhocks. Suddenly he received a voice. That voice is, "What are you looking at?" It was this embroidered voice at the first. Moment later, a girl stood, framed between a dark red hollyhocks, staring at the man. So suddenly he received one voice. That voice is the girl's voice and she came out of the house now. She was only 12 or 13 with lively eyes and long black hair. And here they have not mentioned the name of the girl and she has a lively eyes with a long black hair. So now this narrator is replying, "I am looking at the house. Is it yours?" he asked. Here he is the narrator. Next, "No, it's my father's." "Why? Do you want it?" Girl is replaying it. Next, "And what does your father do?" Who is asking this? Narrator is asking, "What does your father do?" And the girl is replaying, "He is only a colonel." "Only a colonel? Well, he should have been a brigadier by now." Here, actually, colonel is the name of the rank officer in the army, and brigadier is nothing but the next posting. higher posting of the colonel. The man burst out laughing. It's not funny, she said. Even mummy says he should have been a brigadier. So here actually she himself says that my mother also says he wants to be a brigadier, but still now he is in the same posting. It was on the tip of his tongue to make a witty remark. Perhaps that's why he is still a colonel, but he did not want to give any offense. He too wants to make some remarks over that, but he didn't say anything. He just kept his mouth shut. They stood on the either side of the wall, appraising each other. Here, appraising in the sense to judge the quality of someone. Actually, he is standing outside the wall and she is standing inside the wall, and both were talking each other. Now we'll see what is happening. Do you want to buy it? Again, she is asking the same question. Who is asking? The girl is asking, do you want to buy it? And he says, no, he said. Well, she said, if you don't want to buy the house, what are you looking at? So she is asking that, you are not going to buy the house, then why do you look at my house? What is there to look at here? And he is replying, I used to live here 25 years ago as a boy, as a young man, and then my grandmother died and we sold the house and went away. I hope you have understood. Next, she was silent for a while, taking in this information. Then she said, and you would like to buy it back now, but you don't have the money. He did not look very prosperous. Actually, ma'am, by seeing one particular person, we will judge themselves. They say, no, dressing makes the person whether he is good or bad. So here, by seeing his dressing, he is able to find out that this particular person will not buy the house. That judgment she got, that girl has got, and she said that, I know that you don't have money to buy, then why do you look at my house? Now, it wasn't thinking of buying it back. Wanted to see it again, that's all. So I don't have any motivation to get this house back, but only I came here to just recollect my memories. How long have you lived in it? Only 3 years, she smiled. Now this narrator is asking how long you are living here, and she says that I am living here for the past 3 years. Would you like to come in and look more closely? And she is asking the man to come inside and have a look too closely. Wouldn't your parents mind? Who is asking? Narrator is asking, if I come inside, your parents will not say anything. They have gone to the club. They won't mind. I am allowed to bring my friends home. And she is saying that they have went to the club, and they have given me full permission to allow my friends inside the house. And see, next question what he is asking. Even elderly friends like me. How old are you? Oh, just middle-aged, but feeling young today. So I am a middle-aged man, but I am feeling very young today. And to prove it, he decided he would climb over the wall instead of going round the gate. So to prove himself very young, he decided he didn't come inside the house by using the gate. He just climbed on the wall and came inside. See what happens when he climbs on the wall. He got up on the wall, all right, but had to rest there, breathing heavily. Actually, he climbed on the wall, sat in the wall and started breathing heavily. Middle-aged man on the flying trapeze. Here, they have compared the middle-aged man to the flying trapeze. Actually, flying trapeze you can see in the textbook. In the circus, they fly no more. This is only flying trapeze. This is flying trapeze. So they are comparing here to the middleman as a flying trapeze. He muttered to himself. He himself says that, I will help you, she said, and gave him her hand. And this girl says, okay, come on, I will help you. So she is giving her hand, and before he would catch the girl's hand, he just slipped and fall on the hollyhocks here. He slithered down in the flower bed, shattering them to the stem of the hollyhock. As they walked across the grass, he spotted a stone bench under a mango tree. So under a mango tree there was a stone bench, and by seeing the stone bench he started remembering something. What we will see now. It was a bench on which his grandmother used to rest when she was tired of pruning rose bushes and bougainvillea. So after she pruning, here is the when the plants grew, we will cut the end of the stem. That is when the pruning. So after after pruning all this, she'll get tired since she is a granny and she'll take rest in that stone bench. Let's just sit here, he said. Here he is the narrator. I don't want to go inside. She sat beside him on the bench. They were silent for some time. The man closed his eyes and remembered other time. So suddenly after sitting in the bench, stone bench, he closed his mind and started remembering his olden memories. What are the olden memories? We will see them. The music of the piano, the chiming of the grandfather clock, the constant twitter of the budgerigars on the veranda, his grandfather cranking up the old car. Here, first one is he remembers the music of the piano. Second one is the chiming of the grandfather clock. Actually, we'll have like this clock and the clock will strike now that's noise. And then the constant twitter of the budgerigars. Budgerigars is nothing but the name of the parrot, one type of parrot. That sound, and then the grandfather cranking up the old car. Actually, during nowadays we will, if we put the key and then the car starts. During those days, they used to start how, ma, have you seen the tractor, ma? They will start the tractor like this. On rod they will have, and the back side they will give one rotation and it will get start. In the same way, during those days, the car starts like that. So that sound, he just started remembering those sound. I used to climb the jackfruit tree, he said, opening his eyes. While opening his eyes, he said that I used to climb the jackfruit tree. Do you want to climb it again? My parent won't mind. So now the girl is saying, do you want to climb again? You can do it, but my parents will not say anything. No, not after climbing the garden wall. Let's just sit here for a few minutes and talk. So after climbing the garden wall, we all know what happens. He started breathing heavily and he just slipped down. So he said, no, let me just sit here for a few minutes and talk. I mentioned the jackfruit tree because it was my favorite place, and the narrator is saying why I remembered about jackfruit tree means it is my favorite place. Why it is the favorite place, we are going to see now. Do you see that the thick branch stretching out over the roof? Halfway along it, there is a small hollow in which I used to keep some of my treasure. So in that jackfruit tree, he has got a small hollow in that he used to keep treasure. Here treasure in the sense not costly items, all his childhood things. What are things we will see now. Oh, nothing very valuable. Marbles I would burn, I had one. A book I wasn't supposed to read. A few old coins I had collected. The things came and went. I was a bit of crow, you know. Actually this crow, when they start building the nest, they will collect whatever they see. In the same way, he has collected the marbles which he has won, and then small coins and book. He don't want to read that books. So everything he has saved along with that iron cross. What is that iron cross? We will see now. There was my grandfather's iron cross. Well, not my grandfather's exactly, because he was a British and the iron cross was a German decoration awarded for the bravery during the war, that is the First World War, when the grandfather fought in France. He got it from the German soldier. Actually, he got it from this German soldier in the First World War. So that he has saved and kept safely in the. So she got an iron cross, and that iron cross is actually, it is the British, it is his grandfather who belongs to British soldier, and he got it from the German soldier. See here. Well, not my grandfather's exactly, because he was a British and the iron cross was the German decoration awarded for the bravery. His grandfather is very brave man and he got that iron cross from the German soldier during the First World War. Do you still have it? So who is asking this? Do you still have it? The girl is asking to the narrator, do you still have it? No, he said, looking her in the eyes, left in the jackfruit tree. And he says that it is there in the jackfruit tree. You left in the tree? Yes, I was so excited at the time, packing and saying goodbye to people and thinking about the ship I was going to sail. On that I simply forgot all about it. So he says that on that time when he was childhood, he doesn't know he will not come back again. He was very excited that he is going to sail on the ship. So So he forget about everything and he was very much eager to say goodbye to everyone. He left the house. Now she quietly said, "It may be still there in the hollow part of the branch." Yes, he said, "It's 25 years, but it may be still there. Unless someone else found it, would you like to go and look?" So unless if it is anyone has taken, then it will be not there. But if it is there, it's our luck. So she immediately start running with a barefoot. Barefoot means without any slippers or shoes. So now again he is saying that I can't climb trees anymore. Who is saying this? Narrator is saying after hearing this, if you can't, I will go and see. You just sit here and wait for me. I have found it, she cried. So she just ran away to the jackfruit tree, took the iron cross and started crying. I have found it, she cried. I have found something. And now barefoot she ran breathlessly towards him. In her outstretched hand, a rusty old medal. Rusty is nothing but we all know when the iron is kept as such, rust is formed. So with that she came running back to the man. He took it from her and turned it over on his palm. Is it the iron cross? She asked eagerly. So now she is asking, this is the iron cross which you kept before 25 years in the hollow part of the tree. No. Now I know why you came. You wanted to see if it was still in the tree. So now I have come to know that you have come here for this iron cross. Who is asking this? This girl is asking to the narrator. So for this iron cross money you came back here. But now he is replaying it. You may be right. I am not really sure why I came. But you can keep the cross. You found it after all. So he says that actually if you think like that it may be, but it is not like that. He came to recollect his old memories, not for the iron cross. That is very sure. So you can keep this iron cross with you since you have found it. No, you keep it, it's yours. Who is saying this? Narrator is saying, actually girl is saying to the narrator, no, you can keep this since it is yours. But it could have remained in the tree for another 25 years if you hadn't climbed up to look for it. So now the narrator is saying to the girl, if you have not climbed the tree, it will be there here for another 25 years. Since you have found it, you can keep this iron cross with you itself. But if you hadn't come back again on the right day, at the right time and with the right person, he said, getting up and placing the medal in her hands, it wasn't the cross I came for, it was my youth. So just she stood up and he gave the iron cross to that girl. It is the right time, to the right person I am giving this iron cross. I didn't came for this iron cross, I came just to recollect my youth. She did not understand that because she is a small girl who is up to 12 to 13 years age. But she walked with him to the gate and waited. Where the road turned, he looked back and waved to her. So he just started walking it. Narrator started walking it and walked and waved her. Then he quickened his step and moved briskly towards the bus stop. There was a sprightliness in his step. Here, the sprightliness, meaning of sprightliness is lively and full of energy in his step, and something cried aloud in his heart. So actually here he at the age of childhood he doesn't know that he will not come back to this place once again. He was very eager to sail on the ship, but now he has left everything. That is, he will not come to the house once again. He is going to leave everything. Just he has came back to recollect his childhood, that is his youth, and then he just went back by just feeling the nature. Okay, ma? This is the story of the lesson. Children, it's time for homework now. Our school is providing textbook and notebooks. Collect them from the office room. Pick 1 and 2 pages notebook, and then you will go through with the textbook. This unit 2 lesson. You will write, your first homework is, you will write 10 hard words. After writing 10 hard words, you will mark the meanings of those hard words using dictionary. Your second homework is, copy the glossary from the textbook in your classwork. Before writing the classwork, we all know how we will write in the before classes. That is, you will write your date, lesson name with neat handwriting, with neat presentation. After completing the glossary, we will send you the PDF. In that, notes will be sent. Copy those notes in your classwork. Submit in the office room on Thursday before 12 noon. Thank you. Stay safe.